this is the last lecture for this week. This deals with the hands-on exercise 3 in chapter 3. And what we're going to talk about is looking at making some enhancements to this chart right here. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do excuse me, is I'm going to select this chart. Okay. Then I'm going to click the Layout tab. And these are all the things we're going to talk about. So right now we're going to do a chart title. And notice that there are many different things that we can look at. We can overlay the title, or we can put it above the title. Now if we overlay it, it won't resize the chart, and sometimes that's very important. Notice that there are lots more title options here, and we'll talk about some of those later. But for right now, we want it above the chart. Oh, I already put that in there. Okay. Alright, and so the chart of that, remember, this is our chart placeholder. We click here. In this case, we want to select that placeholder text. And we're going to say donations by county. Okay. Okay, I didn't really want to hit that enter key that time. Okay, so I'm going to click off of it. Alright, so I have MSA, sorry about that, chart, I've got charts on the mind, MSA donations by county. Okay, now we're going to click over here, and we're going to click on the chart area. Now this is one way to select things. So if I come over here, I can select the plot area. Notice how that selects this. Or I can select the entire chart area, or any piece other one than that as well. Alright, so I've got that. Okay, so what we're going to do now that once we have this selected, and this says we have it selected, we're going to make a copy of it. Now the easiest way to do that is right click, that is click your right mouse button, and click copy. Now we're going to move down to A32. We're going to right click, and we're going to click paste. Now, okay, well, I didn't get that right. Paste. Okay? Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to change this. Okay, we want to make this change so we can look at some different things, as usual. So I'm going to go to the Design tab, and I'm going to do Change Chart Type. I'm going to change it back to a clustered column, which is what we had when we started off. Alright, and we're familiar with what that does. Okay, so as usual, you need to be saving this as you go along, so I'll just click the Save button up there. Alright. I'm going to change this by rotating things. Now, I have my Layout tab. Layout tab, there it is. Okay. And I'm going to go to my Axis Tables, and I'm going to go to my primary vertical axis. Alright, and then I'm going to say rotated title. Right. So what happened here, this is my axis title, and this is the way it looks. Now I'm going to do the same thing, primary vertical axis, and no, I keep forgetting I don't want to hit that. Alright, my axis title here, I'm going to type in thousands. So just give me a minute here. This gets funky when you have to select it once it's rotated. So if you come down here, you click in it, and then it's the best thing to do there is use your arrow keys. I have trouble using my mouse. If you're more coordinated than I am, that's fine, but I find holding down the shift key and the arrow keys works just fine with me. So we're going to say thousands. Alright. And I made a mistake as usual. I typed in the wrong thing. So I'm just going to backspace it out. And I'm going to type in amount of donations. Alright, that makes sense. Okay, so that was axis title. Now I'm going to come over here to axis. I'm going to click on the axis. I'm going to click on, point to the primary vertical axis, and I'm going to come down here and I'm going to click on the show axis in thousands. Okay, so now it's 765, and up here, do you see the difference here? Now we have the same information. The difference is we have got rid of the zeros, so it makes it a little bit more, a little bit smaller. I'll get out here. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to click in here in this axis title. I want to change thousands of dollars, and then I want to take and I want to drag this down so it's under the amount of donations. Okay? I'm sorry, that keeps doing that. Alright. So the next thing I want to do then, with the clustered column chart, is I want to look at a particular data point. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to click down here, and I'm going to click the Madison series. So now notice that all of the red lines are selected up there. Right. I'm going to collect, well, you can also do it this way. All right. I'm going to select the data labels. Okay. And I want to put this on the outside end. Okay. Now, right? So now I have, why did that do that? Okay. Let me try that one again, because that's not what's supposed to come up. I'm supposed to get axis, or no, I'm sorry, data labels. Okay. And what it's supposed to do is display the complete value. I'm having trouble with my Excel right now. And so, okay, that's all right. And so I'm not sure what's going on with this, but let's try inside end. Outside end, inside end. No, that's not either. Well, why aren't we showing the thing that it's supposed to show? Okay. Anyway, let me go back here and let me change this axis. To show the default. Okay, there we go. There we go. I think their instructions got a little bit off there. All right, but the point that they wanted to make here was that the 5600 is on a line, and it's hard to read. Okay, so what you do is the first time you click that, it selects them all, just like it did in the pie chart. So then you select it again, and you can drag it so it's up above the grid line so that you can see it. Okay, not really sure why it didn't show up the way they thought it was going to do, but that's okay. It showed up all right there. All right, so now we're going to click Save. Now we're going to select Mobile, and we'll click right there. Okay, now we want to change the, let me go back over here. We want to format that selection. So I'm going to do Format. And then we're going to do Fill. And we're going to do Solid Fill. And we're going to pick Aqua Accent 5. Okay. No, I picked the wrong one. I picked 80% lighter. It should have just been Aqua X Accent 5. There we go. All right, so we changed the color. And you can do this to all of them. Now, we can go to the plot area. Again, the easiest way to get there is to come up here and click plot area. Okay. And then we'll click in the background group, we'll click the plot area. And we're going to click more plot area options. And we're going to click gradient fill. And we're going to click preset colors. And one of these is wheat. No, that's parchment. Wheat. Okay, so now we have our gradient fill. Okay. Now, I think that looks pretty neat. There's other things you can do. You can take this and we can do the entire chart area, and you can right click. Right click, and we can change a variety of things. You can also do a 3D, hang on here a minute, a 3D chart. Let's change this chart type. Let's go to a 3D cluster. When you do that, then you have a floor, and you have a background, and you have this, so you can change the colors on all of that, and we get in more into that in CPT 270. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put in a trend line. Now, the trend line's over here, and we're going to select a linear trend line, and we want it for Lauderdale, the Lauderdale group. That would be the green group. So we'll click OK. So notice it shows it on the green group that it's going straight up. On the other hand, give me a minute here. If we had done a trend line for Madison, notice that it also went straight up, just not as steeply. So while there were some dips, the trend is up. Okay. All right. So these are the options that we're looking at in the charts. Now, I'm sorry I had trouble with putting the pie chart on a separate page. I'm not even sure it'll show up in the video. My Excel is being really funky right now, and I'm not sure what the problem is. I'm going to reload Office 2010 when I get done with these videos. So, anyway, these are all the skills you need to do the hands-on exercises in Chapter 3. You need to have those in by Sunday the 2nd at 11:59. Everybody did a good job this week getting their hands-on exercises in, and it went real smoothly. So that's what we're going to say, and until I do the Chapter 4 hands-on exercises, I'll talk to you at that point. Bye now.